Cool. Nimrod, welcome to Off the Clock. Thank you very, very much, man, for making the time to chill with me and my son. We know you're a very busy guy. I understand you've been celebrating a big milestone, 25 years with your partner, business partner, on the promotional products business. Today, we just want you to chill, relax. I know you're already a chilled guy, but we want you to do more of that. We're gonna ask you a lot of questions around what you do off your big promotional business products, to more about unpacking you. I mean, I'm sure at the office they think you are a robot, they're scared of you, but I think you do have a life with your friends, family, kids, in your house, and all that stuff. We want to know more about that. And actually, just walking around here, I see that you are a big fan of Liverpool. So we'll touch a little bit of that. So what do you want to say to start with?
Today? Just absolute pleasure to be here. I mean, we've known each other for quite a few years, and yeah, I'm excited to be part of this journey that you're embarking on with your son, and looking forward to it.
Just talking about the son, you were just off the show saying you're going to go to a game with your son. I mean, what do you normally do with your son? I mean, I'm sure your son adores you. I mean, thinks that you don't get anything wrong. But I mean, what do you do with your son that,
So my son is turning 9 now, and from a very early age, I've done the right thing in indoctrinating him in supporting the right soccer team. And so he's a huge Liverpool fan, just like me. He loves playing soccer, and we play out in the garden all the time. He plays for a club team. He's actually a goalkeeper. And last year for the first time, I took him to Anfield to watch a game.
Wow.
And for his 8th birthday. And we both enjoyed it so much that we said afterward that we have to do this every year for his birthday. And for me, I would love nothing more if it was, even into adulthood, that we go together as he, gets older and even into his 20s and 30s. As long as we can do it, I'd like it to be kind of the thing that we do.
You said he's a goalkeeper, he's a goalie. Is he tall? Do you think he's got it to be a big goalkeeper like Alisson at Liverpool? Or I mean, I know you may sound very biased as a dad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just be honest and fair. Do you think he's he's got it?
I mean, he is very tall for his age.
Okay.
He's actually one of the tallest.
Shows the cereals having in the morning.
Yeah, one of the tallest in his grade, but he loves it and enjoys it. I mean, I personally wouldn't like my kids to ever become or try to become professional sports people. I think it's a horrible life with a very, very slim chance of success. So as long as they enjoy it and have fun and grow up with it, and sport is an amazing activity to bring people together, bring friends together, and have a sense of team and camaraderie. So I'd love them to always play sports like I still do, but I wouldn't wish a professional sports for either of them to become professional sports people.
Really?
Definitely.
What if he became Liverpool's goalkeeper?
Just think about the odds. Think about how many young kids, how many hundreds of millions of kids around the world will be thinking about that over the next few years, and how many actually make it. It's, the odds are very tough. Even, when we see the superstars, whether it's in golf or tennis or football, those are the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. So,
So, I mean, I just want to take you on what you said, that you've been trying to indoctrinate them,
yeah.
To follow Liverpool and all that. Something that I tried a lot. It didn't work with my son. I mean, I'm a, Arsenal fan for life. And I tried a lot. I bought him, shoes. I remember I still have a signature Thierry Henry shirt, which is kind of framed in the house. And down the line, he kind of, lost me, or I lost him.
Yeah.
Good luck with your son, because
I know.
my son was about 8, 9, 10 when I was doing the indoctrination. And when he kind of started thinking for himself, he was like, and I still remember the day that he said, look, Dad, I understand you love your team, Arsenal, but it sucks. They're losing and all this stuff.
I didn't put it like that.
And probably, the sad day of my life when he changed to support Liverpool, which
The difference is he's changed to the right team. So Ben is already supporting the right team, so I'm not too worried.
yeah, the jury is out on that. Do you want to quiz him on something else? I'm jealous about Liverpool and biased about.
Well, I just want to clarify. I didn't say Arsenal sucks. I just said that, Dad, the whole Arsenal thing is your journey. Thank you for taking me on the whole thing. I think the first team I supported was Barcelona. And then it was like the whole Premier League, because we just watched Premier League more. So it was like Arsenal. And it was more of a thing of, in this house, we support Arsenal. Not I guess that's part of the indoctrination. But yeah, I guess as when I grew up and I was like, okay, watching football more, analyzing, playing, and then, and you just think about all these things, and then you're like, this is how I would have done things, all those things. You're just like, okay, I can choose a team for myself. And then I saw how heartbreaking it was for him when he was like, oh no, I can't believe you. He's like, you leaving me? Those were his actual words when I said I was leaving. But yeah, so I let him down lightly, I guess. I was like, Dad, I think Liverpool's my team. And it was like, yeah. But back to my question for you. What I wanted to know for you is, obviously football's a big part of your life, especially with your son. But I also wanted to know, what do you do for fun and enjoyment? Like, what do you take out time in your day to do for yourself that you actually enjoy, and it just brings you, I don't know, peace of mind, I guess?
I'd say two sports that I play regularly are paddle and golf. I enjoy both of them very much, and I try to get out as much as possible. We do go away a couple of times a year with all the friends on golf tour, sometimes locally, sometimes overseas. We just came back from Portugal a few weeks ago, and really, really enjoy those trips. And then traveling with my kids or for work. Always get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
All right. That sounds good. And the golf thing, you're not trying to indoctrinate anyone into...
No, he's my son. I take him I try to take him on a Sunday afternoon to play 9 holes. He's still not not too interested. He enjoys it, but after 6 or 7 holes, he's kind of had enough. But
so you only can play fully 9 holes.
Yeah. But I'm hoping as he grows and he'll get more into it, and then we can do that in the future as well. Go away together and play golf. It would be amazing. It's too bad my daughter's not interested in sports at all. She's more into dancing. So
more into dance. So are you a dancer then?
Unequivocally, no.
How do you also divide the time between the rest of your family and spending time with them? What do you do with them?
Lots of games, lots of trips. It is. I do have obviously less in common with my daughter, because with my son, he tells me things I don't even know about, all the leagues and all the players that are moving from one league to the other. He figures it all out. We can have long conversations about a play that I don't even know, and he tells me. But yeah, with my daughter, it's still, we still have a great time together, playing games or just hanging out, doing stuff, going out. It's also fun. I'm discussing with her now where she wants to go, because I'll take my son for his birthday. Now I'm gonna take her, just the two of us, on a trip as well.
I'm sure she said something like Disneyland or...
So actually, she first said Paris, and now we're kind of thinking of Dubai because it's a little bit easier. Look, for this, it doesn't have to be the same every year, so there's no wrong answers. You don't have to do the same. Go to a destination. So I thought Dubai would be a nice first step later in the year, so the weather's nice. Do some swimming, some water activities. She wants to swim with the dolphins.
Swim with the dolphins. Are you going to be there with her? So
I'll be cheering from the sidelines.
The whole show for us is about demystifying the CEO, the robot, the monster. How do you think people perceive you at the office? Do they see the normal you? Because you're a chilled guy. You're always in t-shirt and jeans and all that, which kind of relaxes people. But you're still the big boss. You're the founder of this monster company that you have today. I know you're kind of a very humble guy. You don't know what you've done. You've kind of, you're big in the eyes of your employees in terms of what you've done. So how do they perceive you?
Well, look, I think there's two types of perceptions within the company: people who interact with me on a regular basis, and the people who don't.
Yeah.
Maybe just sort of walking past or whatever, and don't actually have a relationship. And I think a lot of those people might be, intimidated, but I know it's not by me; it's by the position and the size and success of the company. But I think the people I deal with on a daily basis, very relaxed. They call me Nim, people in the office, and never shy to knock on my door or, come and pick my brain on something. They know that they can always talk to me, and I'll always kind of, do the best to help.
They just agree with you, yes, Nim, all the time. They don't challenge you. What do you find?
Look, I don't think that they do. Just say, tell me what I want to hear. One thing that they appreciate about me is that I'm very direct, straightforward, and honest with them. So if I believe they're doing something the wrong way, I'll just straight out tell them. Obviously, always in a very respectful manner, but they know that honesty and the truth goes a long way with me. So a lot of them will maybe disagree with me, and that's absolutely fine. I have no problem with that. And sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're not. So it's
that's real.
Yeah.
Cool.
Obviously, you're a very successful guy. You've done a lot of things, the big companies. What I wanted to ask was that if you were to start all over again, like let's say 18, around 20, what would you change?
I didn't build this company by myself. I've had, there's a founding partner. To Pete's point, we celebrated 25 years in partnership yesterday. We worked together very well over the years. Along the way, there's been dozens of people who have been instrumental in kind of getting us to where we are. And it would be remiss to say that I kind of built this business by myself, and that's what it is. It took a lot of work from a lot of very smart and dedicated and really good people along the way. So that's the first point. Secondly, to your second question, look, I think in terms of the business and the work, I don't see how it could have gone better over the last since that time. But not to say that we didn't make mistakes or we didn't do things that could have been done better. But for me personally, I don't really like to waste energy on kind of what ifs and did we do something? Could we have done it better or not? We did it. We take responsibility, and if it's wrong, we try to course correct and fix it. And if it's if it's right, then it's all good. So I don't really look back on what we did, and sometimes I'll say, well, that was a mistake, but I don't regret it or I don't dwell on it. I just try to understand it so that if the same decision came about in the future, the mistake wouldn't be repeated.
All right. So you just keep everything the same.
Yeah, from a business point of view, certainly.
Yeah, because it worked. Like you're here now, and
Yeah.
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 All right. So if you were to go back to meet your 10-year-old self, right? What was your 10-year-old self mentality of what do I want to be when I grow up? Because as children, we always get asked that question. And obviously, we don't know, but we're expected to know. So, what did you want to be when you were at that age? And if you were to meet yourself, would he be proud of you?
If I think back, I'm not sure that I ever had an idea of exactly what I wanted to be, and that's from an early age, and even after school, starting to study, I didn't really have an idea of one specific profession. I mean, I don't think any 10-year-old says, let's build a promotional products company. It kind of just falls on your lap, and you just do it. But I do think that just general business, building and scaling a business, is something that that I enjoy, and I'm pretty decent at. So I think that I don't think I had it as a thought about it as a 10-year-old. Didn't even understand what it could be or what it was. I don't think I was exposed to it. So when I was 10, I didn't grow up in South Africa, and when I was 10, I couldn't even speak a word of English. So
All right. What were you speaking?
Hebrew. I grew up in Israel. Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
So yeah, and to your second point, I think not from an achievement or business point of view, in terms of a 10-year-old version of myself, whether they're proud of me or not. Much more from a human being and a father and a partner and a brother, son, a friend. From those points of views, I think, yes.
So let me just follow up. I mean, on the whole idea of work-life balance. I mean, you and I have known each other for some time now. I'm kind of a corporate CEO. You are a founder CEO. I mean, what's your opinion about the whole work-life balance story? From your angle, because I'll tell you mine.
Yeah.
But you go first.
Look, again, work-life balance. I mean, we had this discussion before. Work-life balance is all good and well to talk about, but you have to be able to have set the structures and be able to afford to have work-life balance. Can't start, in a law practice as a first year, whatever, and associate and
candidate attorney or something.
Right, and expect work-life balance. That comes with, reaching a certain level in your career, and also it's being intentional about it. So once you've reached that level, then it's possible, first of all. And then some people are, intentional about creating a structure to enable them to have the life that they want. And some people struggle a bit more. I think it is a lot harder in a corporate environment than it is in a kind of a founder environment, as long as your partner, your business partners, kind of understand where you're at and, kind of allow you the freedom as you allow them, then I think you can structure it as it fits best for you. And that's what I try to do. I try to be quite intentional about what I want my life to look like. And it's not always easy, and it's not always possible. There's other circumstances that come into the mix, but as they come up, you got to think about them and think about a way to move forward and regain the kind of life that you want to lead.
Do you take some quiet moments just to be with yourself and yourself only? Because I mean, up until now, we spoke about a lot about the time that you spend with family and doing other stuff and all that. I mean, there's just Nimrod. Do you take time to be just, and I'll tell you what I do.
I try to. It's not always easy. There's lots of commitments, especially at the moment. But I do try to. Sometimes it's just when I drive, I always usually listen to an audiobook. And when there's I just need a moment, and I'll just drive in silence, and and then that kind of will be my quiet time. But there's nothing really, specific. If I get a couple of hours, by myself, then I cherish it and enjoy it.
You know, you and I spoke about this before. I do a little bit of that. I take a moment to have ice cream alone, myself, and cools me down, chills. And I think a little bit about, just about everything else. And I mean, I also know that when we first spoke about this, you said, the corporate CEO life is like being on a treadmill. You try to get off, they put you back on the treadmill, run more and all that.
Quarterly results.
Quarterly results, monthly results, yearly numbers. Numbers don't lie. The scorecard all the time. It's true, but it's my reality. I learned to live within that and enjoy it, but also to do have hobbies and other stuff that I do. Like I like to collect movies and graded wines and I'm starting to write a little bit as well. So not all doom and gloom for the corporate guy as well.
I wasn't suggesting.
But I mean, I can see the big distinct difference between the founder CEO and the corporate CEO, where you call the shots, you can redesign and make the workflow to work for you to bring in this work-life balance into the play, which is okay. I don't know if you have that, because the one kind of big challenge for me has been trying to switching off from this robot to be a dad, and often my daughter or my son will call me out, when the language is not right. When I ask them the question, I was still like,
Work mode.
Yeah, like, what's your opinion about this? What do you, it's like, whoa. That's the CEO in you saying, what's your opinion? Why don't you just ask me what I think about this? And maybe you can share some of that. But I, try to switch, from being the business or the corporate when I'm with my son or my daughter. They're different.
Right.
Yeah.
My dad's, I don't like at this point being your who you are and being a CEO, all those things, it kind of also bleeds into your personality. So at some points when I'd say hanging out with my dad, I'll be like, I feel like I'm at work right now. But it's also like, just be my dad in these things. You don't have to act like a CEO. You don't have to always be forceful and get things done. It's like, I just need you to be my dad. If I had to go back to when I was much younger, I'd say the difference between my dad and now is it's his professional view on life and how he tackles things has become more akin to, I'd say, how he handles work.
Okay.
So when he wants to, let's say if there's something happening in the family and that it requires him to step in, he'd be very much, I'm the CEO, I'm the boss, all those things. He won't say that, but you would feel that energy of how he handles the situation, as opposed to when I was a lot younger, I'd say he would approach the things in a much different manner.
Well, I suppose being a CEO, a lot of it is problem solving, right?
Yeah, it is problem solving.
I guess that's where, when there's a problem, you need the problem solver.
Yeah, that's true. And I think a big thing of that is also, I'd say, I've seen it in my mom, that she appreciates also the side of my dad, because my mom will always be like, you see your dad? He knows how to solve problems. Yeah, it's like,
But also, I mean, let me just come in here. It's and maybe you see that because, as a owner and a CEO of a big company like yours, nobody comes to pamper you and tell you that you're looking good, you're smiling today. They just bring problems all the time. And I'm showing you at peace, like, this equipment is broken. We need to spend this. This customer is angry. Somebody broke something. Somebody didn't come to work and all that. So that's kind of my world. Sometimes it kind of, make you who you are because you just want to solve problems all the time because that's your world.
Yeah.
Are you experiencing the same thing, or are you in a better world than me?
As the business has grown and as we put structures into place, obviously this is not, this is a 25-year overnight success kind of thing, so we're talking about now and not the journey, but we've really put focus of putting in a very, very solid layer of management, a few layers of management, and people who are long serving in the business, are passionate about the business, and they treat the business as if they're owners as well. The goal is the day-to-day, the operational problems is for them to handle it, which they do to a very large extent. And for us, as the kind of the drivers of the business into the future, to be much more worried about the strategic challenges and the strategic conundrums that need to be solved, as opposed to kind of the day-to-day stuff. The day-to-day stuff is mostly taken care of by our management team.
Okay. So should we just maybe tone it down to diets? I mean, what sort of food do you like eating? At work, at home? I mean, you look like you're in good shape. You must be eating well.
I always have kind of like in my mind, throughout the years, pillars of my life that need to all, kind of be good or be healthy. And obviously one of them is my personal health. And so, I go to gym kind of almost every day, and I try to eat well, not too much processed food, not too much sugar, low carbs, and that's
Even at work?
Yeah, even at work, I usually skip breakfast, or I'll have a shake after gym, and the directors kind of eat lunch at the same time, and it's usually something healthy, chicken salad or fish and veg or something like that.
No fried chicken for you, no roast beef?
Very little, but just not a lot of carbs or sugars.
What is something that you think a lot of people don't know about you that you think people should know about you?
To be honest, other than my friends and family and the people close to me, I don't really worry about what people know or don't know or should know. It's not something I ever think about or consider.
Then within the friends and family,
The ones should know.
they should know already.
Exactly. They already know everything. So,
All right, no problem. I think what my last question is, it's kind of a risky question, but what is your guilty pleasure? And it can be anything.
I don't really have, a lot of guilty pleasures. I'm a pretty boring guy. I'm, I believe in, everything in kind of moderation. The one thing I love is dark chocolate. That's the one thing I enjoy.
So you sneak it in before bed, quick.
It's not a sneak. I don't need to sneak anything. I just have, exactly.
So, I mean, maybe to just maybe smoothen up, the ending of this discussion, do you have any questions, any advice to me and my son on this journey? I mean, what can you tell us?
I think what I see, and a lot of times I see it in my, the employees that come and talk to me and try to get my advice is, I see a lot of it is kind of people. Life happens to people, and life happens to everyone. But my advice is always to kind of take control as much as you can, and intentionally figure out what it is that you need to change or want to change, and come up with a strategy on how to change it, and then go out and execute or try to execute that strategy. Because, being a victim, even though sometimes the circumstances are, against you, and life, sometimes hits you. But I think if you can be intentional about the outcome that you want to achieve, and try to implement the strategies, and if they don't work, try something else. I think everybody can gradually and incrementally improve their own lives by doing that, and that's kind of what I try to do, and that's the advice that I usually give people who feel like they come to me with, where they're stuck and they just don't know where to go in their lives.
Maybe the last bonus question for you.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about Liverpool? You think they've got a chance in this coming season?
Um,
I don't think so, but just be honest with me,
Look, I mean, you never know. 2 seasons ago, we were 2 games away from winning the big 4 trophies, which nobody ever did before. And then the next season, we were, kind of nowhere. And now I think there's some new signings. There's still a transfer window to go, so who knows? A couple of people have left. I think with a fully fit squad, with our manager and with a few midfield signings, which we've already had 2, I think we've got a good chance. I mean, Man City is always the kind of benchmark to beat, but certainly to be up there in the race, yes, I do.
What about us now? Number 2, almost made it. You think we've got a chance?
Yeah, I'm sure you enjoyed a lot of those memes of the Arsenal guy, thinking they won and then falling flat on their face.
Yeah,
but
just don't go there. Just outside the question.
Look, Arteta's doing an amazing job with the squad. I think he is a great manager. He learned from the best, the second best, should I say, from Pep. And I think he's done a great job with Arsenal, and it's. I think they'll be up there again. Whether they'll be
up there like number 1 up or number 2 up.
Hopefully number 3.
Listen, man, thank you very much for spending the time with us. Appreciate this.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we do it again in the future. Good luck with
good luck with the show and where you want to take it. And I wish you the best.
Thank you, man.
Great.
Yeah.